All of us have stories to share, and some of the stories we tell are our stories, things that have happened to us, memorable moments of truth on the job or off the job that we love to tell. But sometimes the stories we tell are not even our own stories, but they could be stories we've heard from other people. My father was a great storyteller, and he told me this following story many, many times. In my youth, I ignored the value. As I got older, I saw how powerful the message was that was embedded in the story I'm about to tell you. It's called The Pool Player. And this is the story of one of my father's classmates in pharmacy school, in college, who was an avid pool player, but every time he got to the pool room after class, all the pool tables had been taken. So committed as he was to being a pool player and learning and getting better, he decided the next semester he was going to take whatever class was happening next to, contiguous to, the pool room. It didn't matter what it was. As long as he'd be the first person into the pool room, he was going to take that class. As it turns out, the class was the history of the Bible. And when he found that out, he started laughing because that was the last topic he cared about, but it was next to the pool room, so he signed up. Now, as it happened, he became fascinated by the history of the Bible. He improved his pool game radically because every day after class, he was the first one in, so his game elevated. But more than his game elevating, he realized he had a fascination for the history of the Bible. So the next semester, he took the next class, which wasn't next to the pool room, but he didn't care because his fascination for learning this topic was so on fire. As it turns out, his fascination became so great that he went on to graduate school in the history of the Bible and became one of the world's most renowned Bible scholars. When people ask him what his roots were, where the beginning of this study was, he tells them, or he told them, with a great smile on his face, that it was all about learning billiards, learning pool. It wasn't because he had some intuitive desire to study the Bible. So here's an example of a moment that makes no sense. There's no logic. His path to mastery came through the pool room. Steve Jobs, when he quit Reed College, decided to audit classes, and the class that he audited was a class on calligraphy, which freaked out his parents. This brilliant young programmer, this brilliant techno wizard was taking a class in calligraphy. It baffled them. But the fact of the matter is, years later, when he and Steve Wozniak came up with the Mac, Jobs brought his fascination for calligraphy to the world of personal computers, and the Mac was the first computer that had fonts that were fascinating, not just the same old IBM fonts. So our path to get anywhere sometimes goes through a very circuitous route, and none of us know what the catalysts are going to be for breakthrough, magnificence, and genius. I invite you to consider where in your life, or the lives of your children, the lives of your friend, there's an interesting oddball catalyst that gets you someplace that you would never have gotten to on your own. And instead of dismissing it as a mistake or an error or a bad choice, pause for a moment and ask yourself, is there some hidden magic in this oddball catalyst? Might there be something for me to learn and something for me to treasure and value? And certainly there might be. I invite you to consider it before prematurely dismissing it as off or odd.